Doot, doot, trumpet, dude.
The word trumpet. No. You fucked it now. That's it. That's it.
It's a fourth wall break. That's what it is.
You've broken it, and now you can never doot again at the start of these podcasts. That's it. It's fucked now.
No more doots. That's it. Man. You're out.
Speaking
Gone. Ski. Thrown out.
Noises
not even recycled.
Oh man. Bear, I have to tell you. So you know that I was out last night because I started drunkenly messaging you.
Yeah, I got a very spicy message out of nowhere, and I was like lying in bed, and I looked at my phone. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then it took me a second. I was like, "Oh wait, Jim's drinking again." And so I was like,
the way you say that too is like, he's.
Okay. So yeah, you don't do this very often, but I was like, I remembered. I was like, yeah. He's out drinking, so I was like, cool, man, great. I'm like, it's like 12:30. It's like nearly 1. I'm like, I just want to go back to sleep.
I didn't realize how late it was until it took me a few where's the part where I noticed? I've sent you this picture that was sent to me a few days ago, but I just remembered it. And I was like, hey, bitch, you'll enjoy this. So I sent it to you.
Yeah.
And you sent back, oh no.
Very spicy meme, by the way. Not particularly. No.
I'm not going to put it anywhere. And I've said, do you want to play this? Let's play this conversation out, and we'll just play each other just for accuracy here.
Okay, all right.
So I sent you this meme, and then
I'm gone. Oh no.
Important news though.
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay. Nice.
It was sent to me. Seemed important to pass on. Oh fuck, it's super late for you. All right, have a good rest and podcast tomorrow morning. I will be 100% sober. Definitely. 10 out of 10.
You want to record on Sunday or no?
Nah, I'll be all good. And then that's it.
There you go. So you are.
But I waited a solid 40 minutes before I replied to that. So I
yeah, you did too.
You would have been already asleep.
Yeah, I was back asleep. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, fuck this conversation.
Yeah, so I sent, you want to record Sunday at 1:30 in the morning. I was like, I was in bed. What was I doing? Oh, I was down the YouTube rabbit hole. You know how sometimes you just go through recommended vid after recommended vid?
Yeah.
At 1:30 in the morning when you were sending me memes, I was watching a guy who is a cow hoof doctor take a stone out of a cow's hoof. That's what I was watching when you sent me a message. I was very firmly down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I got to tell you something that I witnessed too while I was there drinking. Inside of 5 minutes of sitting down, there was this short kind of tubby guy. Looked a little bit nerdy. Had the typical nerd cut, where his dad maybe was in the military or something, so he's cut his hair into what I would describe as a slightly longer crew cut. It's short hair, but it's the same shape, but it's a bit longer, so it doesn't look like you're bald on the sides. Anyway.
I'm also going to munch my breakfast while you're telling the story, by the way. I'm so
sorry. Wearing glasses. He has he's hunched permanently. Just, he doesn't know how to stand. He's got bad posture. Anyway. Seemed kind of like a nice guy, but holy shit, he was fucking it up hard with this chick that he was trying to tune there. Hard.
So he was with a girl there. He was crashing and burning, and you got to
spectate. Oh man, I got fucking front row seats. They were at the table right next to us.
Okay,
I was watching it unfold.
Let me in on it. How did it go down?
So the first thing that I noticed was all right, he's already clearly drunk, very drunk. This chick is not even. She's not even halfway there. So she's fully sober, watching this unfold, and she is, It's the kind of thing where, I'm sure if she was watching someone else, she'd be going, oh, God, that poor girl. But she is the victim in this place. Yeah, it's happening to her. So anyway, he stands up on his side of the table.
Yeah,
I think he was talking to
half a drink ahead. That was my rule. Never be more than half a drink ahead.
I don't know what he had been drinking to get this drunk, but he was drinking that, those silver cans, Asahi or whatever. It's like some beer.
Yeah, it's a Japanese beer. Yeah.
I've never had it, so I don't know what it's like, but yeah, that's
what
he was drinking.
It's a full-strength Japanese beer, so he was probably,
probably had a few, and there he was.
There you go.
So yeah, he's talking to this chick, and he's leaning over, getting really intense, and she keeps leaning back a bit, and I guess he took that as like, well, I guess if I want to shout my conversation into her face, I'm gonna have to stand up and get closer. So he stands up, walks around the side of the table towards her. As he approaches her to continue talking, he lets out this burp directly into her ear. That sounds like, you know those burps where they're completely involuntary, they just fall out. Like you're just talking, and then mid-sentence you just go, and then you just keep. This guy didn't miss a beat. He just continued talking as if nothing happened. As nothing fucking happened.
He's like, yeah, look, this is regular. This is a usual thing.
Yeah.
Holy
you better get used to it. This is how I am. This is me.
Does it go on from there, or is the burp the sort of
no, dude, for the next hour plus we were watching this happen. He kept trying to kiss her, and she kept like turning her head down and away, like fucking dodging. I think she kept looking away, so he like had his hands on the back of her head, like like as if to like turn her head towards him.
Well, you see, Jim, it's incredibly frustrating when somebody leans away from you because they don't want to talk to you. So what you want to do, if you're in a date scenario, is to trap that person so that they can't go anywhere, because then they will feel incredibly safe and very much will be, susceptible to your advances.
That was the problem. She was feeling insecure, I think. So he's like, "Here, just let me hold the back of your hair on the back of your head, the hair, and I'll just point you towards me." So yeah, I've got you. I've got hold of you. You're not going to fall backwards. You're safe. Don't worry.
Physical touch means affection. This is me
make sure you're
physically
looking
touching you
directly into my face, like 30 centimeters away, so that when I burp again, you're going to get the full effect of it.
It's like that. What is it? Like that action movie trope where they have like their foreheads together and they're like locking eyes.
Yeah, only one of them's like way not into it. Like, oh please, this is so uncomfortable.
We're laughing, but this poor girl,
they left together.
Her whole night
they left
ruined.
together, man. So like she hung around for fucking ages. I think she kept trying to get him to leave. And
I'm willing to bet that he gave her a lift. I'm willing to bet that's what happened.
Well, if he did, then he definitely shouldn't have been driving away from there, because he was fucked.
Oh, that's true.
By the time they left, he was fucking ruined. So yeah, that was hilarious. I wish I had recorded some of it and then sent you the videos instead of the very spicy meme that I sent. But I was too in the moment, just enjoying watching this fucking absolute train wreck. This slow motion 27 car pile up that was happening right in front of me at the next table.
You know what, dude? That one's for you. That one's for you and your friend. It's just one of those moments you get to savor.
Well, I'm glad I got to share it with a couple other people who are also at the table with me, just watching it going, oh God, no, dude.
That's always watching like first dates, whether they're successful or unsuccessful, it's always a really interesting experience.
I don't know if it was a first date, but fuck, man, it was probably going to be their last date by the looks of the way it went.
It sounds tragic. It sounds like it
was a fucking mess.
Like if you had a list of things that you could do well, right? And then not doing those things, or the opposite is doing things poorly, right? You just imagine you have a list with two columns of boxes. He must have ticked every box in the fuck up category. Like, are you drinking? Don't get drunk, or don't get more drunk than your partner. Yeah. Didn't tick that box. Got way more drunk than his partner. Be polite. Burped in her face.
Burped in her fucking ear hole, yeah.
be self-aware. Just plowed on after said ear hole burp. Like,
no self-awareness.
Oh, God, I hope he does better in the future. I really do.
Oh, mate. Look, he's going to need some help to get him there. Well, fucking intro times. Welcome to NULLSCORE, the podcast where I make sure I have at least one topic per week that Hamish finds unsettling and tries to move away from as soon as possible, while I keep lipping back to it every chance I get. My name's Jim, and this is my co-host Kmart Harvey Specter. Still missing Mike, dude?
Oh, okay. So I've got two things to say about that intro. One is I went to a bar in Mount Isa the other night, which is, one of the only things that you have to do for fun in Mount Isa is drink, basically. And there's like they have like a pub, which is like the Isa, right? And that's like the go-to pub in the CBD. There's a couple of other places, but the Isa is where like all of my work crowds will go for drinks. So just kind of paint you a picture. There's like another hotel attached to that, and it's got like a restaurant bar underneath. And that's where they schmooze all the businessy types, right?
Okay.
So that's where the nice food and the sit-down bar is. So in Isa, that bar, which is I think it's called the Red Earth, is like the only place where you can get like a half-decent drink, right? And I say a drink like cocktail, right?
Yep.
And
something mixed, not just like just eyeball some rum and Coke into a glass and hand that to me. You're talking about something.
Yeah, if you're lucky not to get a premix. Yeah. Anyway, there was a French bartender there that knew how to do an old fashioned. And I love old fashions. My mate got me into them from like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And I haven't been able to find one. And I got one when I was up there because this bartender knew how to make them. And I was like, woohoo, like you and I are going to get along really well. And I went back to my group and they were like, what are you drinking? I was like, an old fashioned. And one of the clerks, I say Michael, this is just a CSO for the firm, was like, have you seen Suits? I was like, yeah, I've seen a couple of seasons. I haven't kept up to date because now they're up to like their 7th or 8th season or something.
I thought it was
absurd.
ending.
Yeah, I lost track of it at like 4, I think. And she was like, yeah, that's what Harvey Specter drinks. And I was like, oh, I totally forgot. So when you were like, yeah, this is my co-host Kmart Harvey Specter, the idea of a country criminal lawyer drinking old fashions in the offshoot of a pub was really on point. Yeah. But also on the same token is the like unsettling topics is like it's usually like what it is it's a topic that I'm more than happy to talk about, but you have like just a nuts tagline attached to it. So just for reference, for people that don't know, like, again, we have a script. And the script is like a loose set of plot points. It's not even a proper script. It's just a loose set of plot topic points that we want to talk about that week. So let's see. Where we go? The second one. It says, raids of less than 5 viewers not setting off alerts. This is a recent update by Twitch designed to combat botting. Whatever, great measure. And then Jim, after that, has put in all caps, fuck small creators, I guess. So it's like, there's always a topic, and I'm like, oh, great, we can have a chat about this. And then you're like, here is very strong opinion. And I'm like, okay. Makes for a great dynamic. I love it. But yeah, there's some where I'll be like, okay.
Oh, but
speaking of the script and topics, we have a few things to talk about today. Do you want to kick off with sad boy news?
Sure, man. Look, I'm ready to go. I am washed and reshaped and fucking ready.
All right. So, look, gonna go for
nothing.
Washed and shaved. Oh, yikes! Yikes! So, look, we're gonna try to talk about this with a little bit of a grin, but I think I speak for both of us when I say that we're both pretty fucking
Have you
disappointed.
looked into this at all?
I'll be completely honest with you. I did a little bit of a cursory look, but I really didn't want to do a whole lot of digging because, frankly, I didn't want to know.
Do you want me to take this one then? Because I dove fucking head first into the cesspit, and I have seen everything.
Oh, you've seen everything?
I've seen everything that's been posted so far. Every
all right,
fucking thing.
So
I downloaded
the audience
fucking
in.
archive at work, which is a really dumb place to do this, and went through the whole fucking thing. I was like, well, I don't know why I did that, but a curiosity, I guess.
Now you know.
Now I have seen Adam Kovic's dick from more angles than like I ever thought I would.
Can you just fill the audience in on what we're talking about, because we're speaking a lot in vague terms.
I'll TLDR it like at the start if I can. So somebody, someone posted two sets of archives. I think it was two separate ones of nudes and videos from two Rooster Teeth employees. So Adam Kovic from Funhouse and Inside Gaming. He's ex Machinima. And the other one was Ryan Haywood, who's been with Achievement Hunter fucking forever.
And these are big names
in that community. Yeah, these guys are like they're very, very well known and were very well respected.
Well respected too.
Yeah, not anymore. All right, so to continue the TLDR, it looks like Ryan was messaging multiple fans, trading nudes, and I don't know about videos. I think it was only nudes in his case. I didn't see any videos, at least. There may be some, but if there are, I didn't see them. His wife was not aware of what was going on, so he was essentially cheating on his wife with fans.
Yep.
In Adam's case, it's unclear whether or not his wife knew what was happening. She hasn't really said anything on social media about it. The only response she's given to people is, since you're so interested in me, buy my merch. And she put a link to her shop or whatever. Adams is a little bit, I don't know. There's two ways of thinking about this. So Adams was trading nudes and videos with who he just thought was a girl, but it was a guy catfishing him. Yeah,
right.
The problem is the content. That's what's got people talking about Adams more so than Ryan's. Like Ryan's is just like, all right, well, he's doing this with a fan. You know, it's not too out there.
No,
that would happen.
And to top it all off, he's done a doc in that he's cheated on his wife. He's been unfaithful.
Yeah. And now he's he's backed away from everything, and he's probably going to be gone for a little while. Adam's case is a little bit different. Videos of him with his wife. Videos of him. I'm pretty sure it's a sink that's at work. Of him masturbating into the sink at work.
Man.
Videos of him with a dildo.
Yeah.
That he uses in both ends of himself. I don't know why I'm laughing about this. Like, I'm laughing because I think it's just so absurd to me. Like that this is a thing that anyone fucking cares about. Firstly, like who fucking cares what the guy does in his own time?
Yeah.
If his wife's aware of all this shit, it doesn't fucking matter. It shouldn't matter.
Well, that's the thing, yeah.
Because it's Rooster Teeth, and they make some of their content is made for like a teen audience or like younger teens. They can't really associate with any of that, and because it's out there, it's so public. I think they had to get rid of him. But yeah, that's as basic as I can put it. There's way more that you could. I mean, if you really wanted to, all you have to do is look up Adam Kovic Kiwi Farms. There's a thread there that's just laid all this shit out in detail.
Much like Adam has laid it all out in detail.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen way more detail than I ever wanted to.
Yeah. And I don't like, this isn't like the thing that's quite disappointing is it's really both of them. It comes down to the fact that they were at some point like intending to be unfaithful. Like Adam, obviously didn't know that it was a male and he was being catfished. But
that's the thing. It's not clear with Adam. It's not clear because there are so many pictures of his wife and videos of him with his wife. Yeah. It kind of seems like there's no way she could have been. She has let him take the pictures. It's not clear whether or not she knew he was sharing them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Maybe she did. So, maybe she's into that stuff. She might not care. They haven't made a statement about it one way or the other. So that's like that case. I feel like is until more info comes out. I'm not really judging one way or the other on that.
Yeah.
Ryan's case is pretty clear cut though.
Yeah, Ryan's case was pretty clear cut. I think he was exchanging stuff with fans, and it was basically cheating on his wife in the process. Yep. And it's kind of just really disappointing. And I mean, I say really disappointing when realistically I don't know either of these people very personally. It's this very disappointing thing where it just like shatters your worldview of that person. And I think that's kind of just celebrity in general is how you should really think about it. It's like these are still people and they have issues and yada yada yada. But
I think the most surprising thing about it for me has been watching the Rooster Teeth community completely fucking lose their minds about it. Like, oh, I can't believe this. Like, what, you can't believe that they're normal people, that they would, you know, that they also masturbate, that they also might trade nudes with people. Like, what do you mean? They're fucking just normal people that have access to, you know, they've got access to people who would. That's what I find surprising, is that like people are going to hit them up all the time for shit like this, and eventually they're probably going to break. They're going to go.
That's the other thing as well, is like I think Bill Burr talks about it as well. He makes a joke about how Arnold Schwarzenegger slept with his maid.
His maid,
and they were like, and he's like, you know, why wouldn't he do that? Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger went and he decided that he's going to be the best bodybuilder in the world, and then he went and he did it. And then he decided he wanted to be an action star in a country where he doesn't speak the native language and doesn't speak the native language very well. And then he went and he did it. And then he decided he was going to be the governor of California, and he went and he did it. Like, the man's been absolutely crushing it for 20 to 25 years. What made you think that he wouldn't think that he could get away with something like this? Like,
well, there might have also been something there for him as well. Like, it's not like Arnie could get, like, there's a long list of women when he was in his prime, at least, like when all that happened, that would have been like,
I think
like,
still
Arnie's hitting me up. Fuck yeah. Like, I'll fucking, you know, they'll fucking jump at the chance to ride his dick. But he didn't, like, you didn't really hear about any of that. Like, none of that's come out. I don't think he was that, like, he didn't really sleep around that much, did he? He was like married to a few times or whatever, but I don't remember him ever being talked about like he was a fucking man whore.
Yeah,
he definitely could have been if he wanted to. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I sort of, the more I think about it now, like the more I wonder about it. Because like for me, I didn't particularly watch a lot of Adam Kovic stuff, but I did watch a lot of what Ryan Hayward did. And Ryan was kind of positioned as a very much like this mad scientist / father figure kind of idea. And his whole role was this, like, he'd have like mischievous things that he would do, you know, to cause slight misery. Like, one of my favorite things he did is he put a Xbox motor, like for the rumble feedback. He drilled a hole in somebody's desk and put that motor inside the desk and set it on a timer to go off every 30 seconds. So their desk vibrated every 30 seconds and made a really loud noise. And you watch it. It's Gavin Free, the guy that does slow-mo guys. And he ends up like nearly smashing his desk to try and find this vibrating object. Well, it's a fantastic video.
Out, man.
And it's just,
that's,
I think
something you just said is like, I think is part of what's made it so damaging, especially for the younger community, is like the father figure thing. Like, he's kind of like the gamer dad.
Yeah, he
like
is. He is gamer dad. Yeah.
And that's like, now that's fucking ruined because he was sending pictures of him holding his dick to an 18, 19-year-old. So like, all right, well, fuck.
Yeah, it's sort of, so it's kind of just a really big disappointing thing. We saw a big reaction from the Rooster Teeth community, like you said. Like, a lot of big Rooster Teeth creators all came out with Twitter statements where they were all like, oh, disgusted and shocked and
I'm so angry.
Yeah. I'm hurt and thank you for all the love. Like, it's kind of a lot of the same, and I think, you know, there's not a lot of other things you can say.
I think that's a bit rough
scenario.
in Adam's case. I think like a lot of them have been non-specific with who they're talking about. They're saying, I'm so angry and disappointed, blah, 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 blah. But they haven't said whether they're talking about Ryan or Adam. It could be either one. I think the only person I've seen single one out was two. Rahul Kohli.
Yeah,
he's singled out. Someone asked him why he wasn't in Funhouse videos, and he said he's had some argument with Adam. Had nothing to do with the nudes. So that kind of came out around the same time, but wasn't. I feel like it's not really relevant. The only other person I've seen call any of them out by name was Aaron Markey. I don't know if you remember him. But
vaguely.
Anyway, all his tweets said was, "I love Adam and Jess." Which, well,
so he's
I
saying,
don't know, man.
Ryan,
like,
basically.
No. He's just. I think he was just saying like, what, like, why is Adam getting so much hate when the person that he was messaging wasn't, never. they weren't underage, as far as anyone can tell, and they never said they were underage. So, it's a legal adult.
Which, I mean, they've got one up on the Smash community there. So that's a win.
Yeah, well. He hasn't done, as far as most, like I can see personally, as long as his wife knew what was happening and she was consenting to all that, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Then he hasn't really done anything wrong. It's embarrassing,
weird.
Sure.
It's weird and embarrassing, but it's not wrong. Yeah.
I think there's far worse things than what he was doing. Like, from what I saw, it was all pretty, it's pretty fucking basic shit. It's just that I don't know. It's still embarrassing to have all that out there. But I don't think it's necessarily anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with what he was doing. Unless his wife didn't know, in which case, that's obviously wrong to be doing that shit. And yeah. But yeah, this one guy just said, he's just showing support to those two who are now getting, they're going to be getting harassed fucking all social media. They have to pretty much turn the shit off.
Yeah, no, they'll be away. They'll be gone for months. Yeah. You saw what happened to Albert. Albert recently actually released a video about him coming back to streaming and content creation.
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
Albert is, I should say, I suppose, a creator that used to be dating another streamer called Lily Pichu. And he ended up cheating on Lily. Community absolutely flipped shit. And he disappeared. And he's come back about a year and a half later. And the video he released was this beautifully, really well made, cinematic video. It was about a 10-minute long about how he talks about how he's he knows he fucked up and he went to therapy and he's trying to come back and, woe is me, blah, blah, blah. But most people will now know Albert as the guy that cheated on Lily.
Yeah.
And he's sort of only just coming back a year later, and he's still getting a bit of pushback. One of the interesting things I thought about it was one of the, in my personal opinion, cringiest things that I am ever, forced or obligated to watch are YouTube apology videos. I hate them. Yeah. They are... So, first of all, they're always unnecessarily long, right? In my personal opinion, I think as long as you are apologizing for something and you explain, what you are apologizing for and you appear sincere, you're done. That shouldn't take longer than 20 to 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
But YouTube apology videos can be 30, 40 minutes long because they need to tell us about how their dog died when they're 4.
No. I think it's because I feel like the reason they do that is because apology videos used to be pretty short, but then people would say but are you going to address the? And then they'd bring out this very specific situation, all right, well, fuck. So now they're now in the habit of getting a list of here's all the things that I could potentially have to apologize for, and if I don't, people will call me out about it and harass me on Twitter and fucking everywhere else that I exist online. So I have to make this video and cover absolutely fucking everything. Now, I'm sorry for the ant that I stood on when I was 4 years old. Yeah, you have to. They have to do that, man. It sucks.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. It's shit. I'm not going to watch a fucking half-hour apology either.
No, and it's also and a lot of it's formulaic, right? Red is very into the makeup community on YouTube, and they're horrible for it.
They're constantly doing it.
Yeah, so what'll happen is some poor girl will come out in a really baggy hoodie with their hair in a bun with limited makeup on, and she'll start it off with a big...
and then they have a hard cut.
Here we
They make
go.
sure they edit that in, and then they hard cut to them talking. It's
exactly.
Was that really necessary? Why didn't you cut the fucking heavy sigh out as well? No one needed that.
Yeah, or my favorite one is when they leave in just enough of the cut to see the person start to cry, and then cut and back then they cut with got the red fuzzy eyes. Okay, all right, Chief.
You cut out the section where you're hamming it up and trying to look like you've been crying, but you're not actually upset. You're just come on, and you're rubbing your fucking face to make your eyes red. Yeah.
Now, what I thought was interesting was Albert's video where he came back, and it is effectively an apology video, right? Where he talks about a little bit how he wants to come back and why he wants to come back and the fact that he fucked up. It is incredibly well made. Like when you go and watch it, you will look at that, and one of the thoughts that will pop into your head is, damn, that's a really well-made video, right? Like it's very cinematic, it's color graded, it's in a 21:9 aspect ratio, it looks beautiful, it's fantastic, right? And he does a really good job. It's clear, concise. Some of the bits are a little bit, cringy over the top, but I think in a 10-minute video, a 10-minute video, by the way, or it's like about 10 minutes, not 40, not 30, not 70. Okay, 10-minute video. He says everything that he needs to say, and he does it in a very unique way. I'm very happy that somebody has come out with an apology video that is fantastic. By the way, can we talk about the fact that social media has progressed to the point where I am conscious of the fact that there is a rating system to be applied to apology videos? Like that's like three different beasts wrapped all up into one. That's cancel culture, YouTube, and filmmaking all together. Like that's like a tier 3 meme right there. That's just Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make with that is that Albert disappeared for a year. He eventually came back, and he's still getting flack, even though I think he's done a fantastic job, coming back and doing what he needed to do. So these guys will probably be gone for a similar period of time, I think.
I don't know, man.
I would argue
they're both old. Like Ryan's 39. Like, you think he's going to bother to come back at all?
I think he'd probably just go for a real world gig, wouldn't he? Like he's got a background as an engineer, doesn't he?
I don't know. I can't remember what it is that he does. Adam's been in this, doing this fucking forever though, so I think he will at the very least attempt to make a comeback. But it's going to have to be on like a way smaller scale. I don't think he can do something that big again. I don't think he can be part of something that large, because they can't have him in content that potentially kids will watch anymore. Because when they look his name up, they're going to find videos of him masturbating and fingering his asshole, Yeah. We can't be associated with that. Sorry.
Well, that's not going on the Coco Melon website. That's that one's staying there.
Yeah.
That one can go on Ninja's Twitch recommendations.
When he leaves Twitch again. Just for the video of
you forgot about that. You thought we forgot about that one, Twitch? Nope. Didn't forget about that one.
Twitch, the internet doesn't forget. They're never going to forget.
Speaking of the internet not forgetting, the internet doesn't forget our halftime ad read.
Oh, mate. Do you want a cup of coffee that'll help uncloud your judgment and make you realize you're being catfished for nudes?
Man, we are not holding back today. Do you want a cup of coffee that will help you play a roguelike without giving yourself carpal tunnel?
Well, I mean, I don't really play them very often, so...
I do, really, and it's a problem.
To me. Is it? Legitimate problem? All right, well... Do you want a cup of coffee that's so good your workmates will drink most of it and then have the audacity to tell you, hey, man, you're almost out of coffee?
Jesus Christ. Do you want a cup of coffee that will give you the common sense to not send nudes to fans? I think, that sounds like a good cup of coffee. Now, Kettle Coffee may not do any of these things. It may not, but it is a damn good cup of coffee. And it's Australian made, and they deliver, and it's a real kick in the ass too. It's like twice, depending on who you ask, I think it's like twice to 6 times the caffeine content of certain varieties. I'd have to go and look. I think we'd know at this point, but it's strong coffee. But it doesn't taste like ass.
It just smells really fucking good, man. It tastes good. It's not bitter. You can drink it black and it's fine. Even the darker side one, you can drink black and it's not bitter and shitty. Like
Yeah, no, they do a really, really good job. Would recommend. And one day we'll actually contact them about proper sponsorship memes. But, is what it is.
Who was it in our chat the other night? It was not our chat. It was someone in my chat the other night said they tried. It was Kick. Kick said he's tried Killer Coffee. I think he's tried both, and he said he didn't like it. So Kick's banned forever from being around me.
That's it. He's done. He's no
Get
more.
out of here.
Yeah. There's a place up here that serves Killer Coffee, and I had that, and I
still haven't seen. I keep seeing the white bags. Do they have the white bags or the brown ones?
Good question. I don't know.
Because I keep seeing the white bags on Facebook, and they're saying that they're in IGA now. The industrial blends in the white bags. Every time I order, it's the brown bag. I don't care what color the bag is, but it's just It just seems like they all their old promotional material was brown bag and black bag, and now they're like white bag, black bag. But I have not seen a white bag yet.
Yeah, you're just still getting
only
brown
in their
bags.
promotional materials. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're changing soon, or if it's just like a thing that those are the ones they sell in IGA. Because remember, they're starting to sell them in some IGAs in New South Wales, looking to spread it. Like, I suppose, hopefully nationwide. Because I want to just be able to walk into an IGA here and buy it, and not have to wait fucking a week and a half for Australia Post to lose it for another week.
Which is not Killer Coffee's fault.
No, it isn't. It's Australia Post. It's our postal system that I've yelled about at length on podcasts, so I won't do it again. But fuck's sake, man. Jesus.
Let's talk about a couple easier stories. I feel like we started off with a big hard hitting one, and we've got a couple of smaller ones. Good now.
No, we started with fucking the Smooth Criminal, mate, the disaster artist, fucking into that chick's
Oh, that's
ear.
right. We did too. Yeah, we eased ourselves into the big topic. No, let's talk about YouTube. YouTube sent out a tweet from memory. It was something to the effect of no one. Absolutely no one.
It's in the talking points. So I screenshotted it. Yeah, in case it got deleted, I put it in talking points in NULLSCORE server.
NULLSCORE. The talking point. I'm seeing podcast links. What?
No, the separate NULLSCORE server. So we do. I don't know if many people who watch know this. There is a separate server for NULLSCORE stuff, but it's not ready to move everything over to yet. So it's only got stuff for the guys who work on it to fiddle around with and look at things. So yeah, and until it's ready to go, it's gonna be all kept, like public stuff at least for viewers is gonna be kept in my server until I get time to move it all over to the real server. But yeah, in the talking points and NULLSCORE server, you'll see there's a few screenshots from Twitter.
So you've gone and taken a tweet from Gokanaru. I'm just gonna go like in chronological order. Basically, YouTube has said no one, absolutely no one. Creators after talking for 15 minutes. All right, let's just jump straight into the video, which is funny. I think that's funny. Yeah. And so then YouTube then got backlash for this because people were saying, well, we have to make longer videos because your algorithm prioritizes watch time, right? YouTube then comes back with, we hear you, you're right, and we apologize. Our now deleted tweet was intended in good faith, but we missed the mark and did not reflect the spirit of the creator community that we love. YouTube said, right? And then this guy's come back and he says, rest in peace to the employee who was euthanized for having a sense of humor today.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they're right. I think that YouTube probably flipped the script a bit too quick here. I think that was a decent dig, right?
That was funny.
And it's also not like people are like, oh, we have to make long videos because of the algorithm. It's like, no, you have to make 15-minute long videos because of the algorithm. You don't have to make 15-minute long intros because of the algorithm. That's the joke.
That was the joke that went completely over their heads.
Yeah, and I feel like, honestly, I really want to give YouTube points for this.
Their complaint basically boils down to, well, we have to pad our intros because we need that watch time. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
If you have
just
interesting enough content, you could just fucking make the videos longer. That means that you didn't have enough content to keep people interested for that long, so you made a 15-minute intro. That's what their joke is, and it's still valid, even whether you get upset about it or not.
Yeah. Or, YouTube's a private company. If they want long-form content, then you need to make long-form content.
Yep. Or go somewhere else, dude.
Here's the
thing.
Go to
BitChute.
YouTube.
Go do anything else.
Yeah, YouTube should have a good relationship with its creators, right? But at the end of the day, YouTube is the guy that handles the money. YouTube says what goes and what doesn't go, right? And you can sit here and be like, oh, it's unfair. The copper stuff's unfair. The long videos are unfair. YouTube sets the rules. Now, I realize that this could be seen as hypocritical because one of the things that I complain about when I talk about my YouTube content creation stuff is I talk about how stream highlights and, when I was doing Runeterra, stream highlights and deck guides are what you're basically forced into creating on YouTube if you want to succeed because of the watch time algorithm, right?
Yep.
So I complain about that all the time. Here's the thing. If I want to get more views, I could just make that, right?
Yep.
Like, that's what YouTube wants. That's what makes them more money. Like, at the end of the day, that's their prerogative, right? I'm in this situation now where I see the original tweet and I'm like, hey, 5 points for being really funny, YouTube. Like, that's a genuinely entertaining tweet. And then they lose 4 points immediately for double backing and apologizing. I'm like,
yeah, no, shouldn't apologize for that.
This was a great tweet. This was a great tweet. So I think it's just disappointing to see that employee, because that employee probably got written up or some shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
well, I mean, won't be allowed to do all their tweets will now have to go through approval. 3 stages of approval.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they would have already, but now they've just added the 7th and 8th gate of hell that you then have to pass through. Yeah.
You gotta.
Look, it's kind of a sad thing to see YouTube back up on that. You've got a couple of other responses here.
No. Just the stuff underneath is different. It was only those two.
Different.
The two tweets underneath are one was just, I don't know, I thought it was funny. The bottom one is me harassing Konami.
All right, we'll talk about those maybe towards the end. The other thing that we have to talk about is Twitch's new approach to raids.
They might have changed this already.
One?
Yeah, they might have changed this already, but what they did do was to stop bots. Apparently, I mean, exactly what it is that raids. I think it was raids of less than 5 viewers or 5 or less. I can't remember if the 5 was inclusive or not. But whatever the case,
but small
low number raids were not showing up, not setting off alerts. Nothing.
Right.
So if I had 4 people hanging around still talking in chat and I wanted to dump them on yourself or Blash or whatever, Twitch just goes, well, you guys can come in, but we're not going to announce it.
That's very strange. I wonder, and they say it was to combat bots, right?
Bot raids, yeah. But the thing
is,
we can already set, like, I've turned off alerts for raids of 1. Only because I had a few people, like, way early on of me streaming who were just doing it to annoy me. Like, they would just raid with like one viewer, and the viewer was like themselves.
Yeah, no, it's one viewer is always that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, like, don't do that, man. That's just I will always appreciate, it doesn't matter the size of the raid, I always appreciate someone ending their stream and then deciding to send whoever they have still hanging around over to me. That's
now,
cool.
I'm put a slight caveat on this. Okay. Is when people raid with one viewer, that's usually irritating. I don't mind when people host with one. Because then they're redirecting traffic from their page. And even if it is a small page, I think it's a nice show of support. But what you're describing is people using a raid to get attention, basically.
They were just setting the alert off. Like, to have a laugh, like, or just for the sake of seeing the alert. I was like, man, like, if you want to see the alert, you can just tell me, and I'll go and press the test alert button.
I'll press the test button.
Yeah. If you want to see it that badly, you don't need to, like, confuse me in the middle of my fucking stream. Like, what the fuck's going on? Being raided.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
It sucks, man, because, like, this... I don't know. For a while, I had it... It might have been less than 5 for me. Like, the 5 might have been the limit that I had set. But I changed it to... I think I changed it to 3. Just because it was at 1. These people were doing the same. They were just setting up an alt account and then doing it again. I was like, man, like, what the fuck? Why? Why is this so entertaining to you to be setting off my raid alerts? I don't understand.
Yeah, that would be irritating.
Weird. They gave up eventually. I was like, fuck for that. Like, just because this could have just kept going. They could have just kept making like 5 or 6 alts and then having multiple browsers open and, just keep setting my fucking alerts off. But
it's being a meme.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's kind of funny, but like once or twice, maybe not consistently. It's like, come on, man. This joke.
In any event, the divide that created was they stopped all the raids of 5 viewers and less, and a lot of people just said, hey, now a lot of small creators are being pushed out. What the hell? And that was the big backlash again, because this is the internet and that's how Twitter works. So, like, here's the thing. I'm not going to give Twitch the benefit of the doubt here like I did YouTube. The reason I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt is because there is a very simple solution to these bot raid issues, which is you make that option available on an opt-in basis.
Yep.
Problem solved.
It already is. It's already there.
Like, you know, people, well, yeah, but like, you know, you sort of have to be a little bit tech. You don't even have to be very tech savvy, but you have to. Like,
not even.
This
You
is
just
one
gotta
of the
have a
parts this is the part that confuses me. Like, to stream, you have to be relatively tech savvy.
Yeah.
Like, unless somebody else sets it up for you, you have to have a pretty good idea of what's going on.
You have to know where your stream key is, how to get it. You have to know how to use some sort of broadcasting software. Most people are using OBS. Yeah, you have to know a little bit.
Yeah, you have to know a little bit. Like, I would wager to say that you need to be pretty good as far as like people standards are concerned, right? Obviously, nowhere near, you know, the level of like IT techs or like, you know, media professionals. But as far as the average Joe is concerned in computer literacy, you need to be good or like decent even. Yeah. The fact that, you know, somebody that is a streamer can't figure out how to, you know, stop alerts coming in for 5 or less viewers, it's just ridiculous.
Well, it just means that they haven't bothered to explore their channel settings. That's all. Because everything's there. That is an option that you have. If you just go through your settings, you will find that and you go, and there it is.
And this is not a situation where it's like buried in you know, like menus. No. Now, Twitch's dashboard, I have my issues with it, right? Have you ever tried to go and find your own clips?
Yeah, it's more annoying now, but I understand how it works. Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass, right? Like there are some UI elements that Twitch really has that really frustrates me.
They changed things that didn't need to be changed. I don't know why they did that, but yeah.
But raid alert caps are not something that's just like buried way out of the way. Like if you wanted to go and find it, you'd get there easy enough. I'm pretty sure it's like under like it's just like a second branch menu. It's so fucking easy to find. And it's not even like convoluted either. Like you try explain bitrate to somebody that hasn't streamed before or doesn't stream. That's an ordeal. That's an ordeal trying to explain to them how bitrate works and like what kind of effect that's going to have. But then, you know, all you have to do is just set a cap on friggin' on viewer raids. It's not hard. It's not hard. And I feel like if you're Twitch in this scenario and you need to get people that tool, you just do a post that says, "Hey, here's the tool that you need." You could get like a 20-second video of a Twitch employee. The first 5 seconds is a guy going, "Hi, my name's Jim and I'm from Twitch and I'm going to show you how to, you know, stop raids of less than 4 viewers from
Why'd you have to use my name? Gross.
I don't know. Oh, fucking, what is his name? Jimothy. Yeah, so you just go into this menu, click this button here, and you're okay to go. So have fun out there, streamers. We love you. Thank you for Twitch. Like
you fucker.
That's such an easy thing to do. It's not hard. And I feel like as Twitch and their implementation, they could have done so much better. And
they could have made it part of the stream manager too. Like there's heaps of room here. There's heaps of places they could have put something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's just stupid. They could have done it. They did it. Twitch's decision-making process and their business approach for things like engagement with the community and clarity, garbage. I think that they could do so much better, so much more. I've whinged about how they do bans and moderation before. I've done that at length. People understand my opinion on it, and I have a pretty good idea on how I think I would fix it. But yeah, it's just silly.
I think the best part about that whole, like this whole thing you're talking about is that they seem to they're doing it a lot lately where they announce something and they don't announce it like they planned it or they're testing it or whatever. They just say, "Hey, we did this." And then just heaps of people are like, "Wait, what? Why? Why did you do this? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Did you ask anyone first that what they wanted?"
Mid-roll ads.
Well, that was a test. That was like 24-hour test or fucking whatever of that. So that wasn't like immediately. That wasn't just like announced and implemented without any sort of testing. They were testing it apparently.
Yeah.
This wasn't that. This was just out of nowhere. Hey guys, we have done this. Not we are doing this. Just this is happening.
This has been done.
This has happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people saying like, hey, don't we already have the ability to do this? Like if we want this, like shouldn't it be up to us to figure out if we want this or not? Like sometimes, like some people probably enjoy that, you know, like Ling is one I can think of who's always he enjoys those memes, that fucking garbage pile bullshit just constantly happening. He would probably enjoy those bot raids. Like he would get a laugh out of it, and his community would get a laugh out of it. They would be doing that to him because it's engagement, it's community, like it's his community engaging with him as a streamer.
Yeah.
So to kill that, you're killing a way that his stream interacts with him.
Yeah. I think, look, it's very easily solved with an opt-in, opt-out function.
Yep.
That's it.
Which already existed. The tool's already there. You're trying to fix something that isn't broken.
Fix your fucking moderation. That's what you should focus on. Fix your public relations and your approach to publicizing moderation. Fix that.
Maybe stop your staff from trying to, you know...
Maybe fire all your fucking staff that are predators. Yeah, maybe do that. Jesus.
Maybe hire Chris Hansen to do an internal audit. Sounds
like Chris Hansen. Let him see it over there. Yeah. So good memes. Now, tell me about this Konami meme.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty small, but it could lead to a bigger discussion. That's why it's the only reason I brought it up.
No,
so
go on.
They it's actually so Konami have they've tweeted something out.
Yep.
The GOG.com team, so I'm guessing it's like Good Old Games or whatever.
Yeah.
Has a sneaking mission for you. Get Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 2 on PC and take on the it's Patriots, but there's a dumb fucking name for it in game that I refuse to say. It says Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid, but it doesn't say Metal Gear 2. Yeah, it's just another name for like the just big, like they're like the Illuminati sort of thing in game. Anyway, so they've posted this up there. All three of these games have been released on PC before, so they've probably just been updated to work with Windows 10 and whatever, and that's it. That's all they've done.
Yeah.
Konami probably didn't even do it themselves, because I know the GOG team have they do patch things sometimes. Like they work on some of these games sometimes to get them working on current systems, because otherwise they can't fucking sell them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I replied to them and said, "Hey Konami, since you can't / don't want to do anything of value with this IP, maybe give it back to its creator. I'm sure," and I've tagged Hideo Kojima, "could resurrect it after the dumpster fire that last game was," which is Metal Gear Survive, the fucking zombie game that...
Yeah, why? Why was that a thing?
No, dude, I don't know. Because they had an engine and assets and they didn't know what the fuck to do with the series, so they made a game that has
never have been made.
Well, I mean, no, I'm glad it was made, because now it immediately confirmed what I suspected, which is that without Kojima there, they can't make a proper Metal Gear game. They can't make a good one without him. All the ones that he hasn't been in charge of have been really they haven't necessarily been terrible. Some of them were okay, but they really didn't feel like a Metal Gear game. They were kind of like, it's just a game with some of the same characters and same themes, similar themes and names.
And it stopped them from piloting the corpse, as it were, just to just
very
to parade
quickly.
Around this
it
dead
failed
body,
fucking hard, dude. Pretty much all the reviews of it were negative. I think there was a few reviews where they were clearly, sucking Konami's dick pretty hard, but it would have been for money, so it doesn't really count, I guess. Everyone who did a proper independent review where they told the truth were like, this sucks. It's not even a good zombie game. It's not a good Metal Gear game. It's not a good zombie game. It's not a good game. Yeah. It doesn't do anything right.
That's when people talk about Call of Duty is a very good example. Call of Duty has been producing the same shit every year for 13, 14 years at this point. I'm pretty
More or less,
sure. Yeah. And I always look at it and people sort of say, it's another Call of Duty. This is the worst. I mean, you can take that opinion, but the other thing as well is if you can imagine somebody that's never played a Call of Duty game picking up Call of Duty and playing that multiplayer experience, some of Call of Duty's gunplay is just absolutely fantastic. So then it just becomes this question of, it's very, very good. Sound design in COD is absolutely fantastic. Are they doing anything inventive year after year? No. Are they selling you the same product at a AAA price just to squeeze more money out of you? Yes. Are they doing anything vaguely creative?
Did you play the Infinite Warfare campaign?
I did not play the Infinite Warfare campaign. No, I played my first big introduction to Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2, the original.
Yep.
So I was very much spoilt for choice because Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion, is one of the best campaigns in any Call of Duty.
I see a lot of people arguing over Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2 or, what's the other one? World at War. I see people arguing between those three.
Modern Warfare 2 every day of the week. Every day of the week. The Task Force 141.
This is a conversation to have with Verco, I think. But anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, when Ghost and Roach get killed by Shepard and he's pouring gasoline on them. Yeah.
Spoilers, dude.
Oh.
Game's 100 years old. I don't know whether
my God, really that gets me every time. And you're sitting there and you're like, Roach will make it out. Roach will make it out. He'll be fine. Roach will get out of there. And then he doesn't. And Shepard's got him. And there's like so many videos where people go back to the training sequence where General Shepard is like overlooking you and they just shoot General Shepard. Like they immediately get the civilian casualties and friendly fire won't be tolerated and they have to restart the game. But they'll just keep trying. they're like, you
just
don't understand.
Yeah.
I have to. Very, very good.
It's I think because I played a couple of those way early on. But it was at friends' places, and I didn't start the campaigns from the start. They were just like, here, play this game. And they just threw me into the middle of something. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. So I was like, I don't really care. I don't really care about this game. I didn't have a 360 at the time or a PS3 or whatever. So I was like, well, I'm not going to come here and play the middle of one mission at your house and then go home and, be thinking about it or whatever. So I didn't really give a shit. The first time I sort of got back, actually got into them, would have been Black Ops. I played a bit of the campaign for Black Ops on PS3, and then I don't know. I don't remember what happened. I think I just had too many games to play.
That wasn't.
It was okay. It was okay.
The first one that I actually finished. What do they mean, Mason?
I remember it. I remember it being fun to play, but I think I just had other games to play. I was really into racing at the time, racing games. So I dove into Gran Turismo 5 and 6 and stuff, and didn't really play any shooters. But the first one that I played from start to finish was the Black Ops 3 campaign. That was really fucking good.
Yeah.
And then not long after, I built my PC and I bought Infinite Warfare on PC and played that campaign. And all the people trashing it, saying, it's not real Call of Duty. It's not all boots on the ground. Large sections of the game were. It was just also other stuff. There was also in space shit and jetpack things and you're flying a fucking ship thing, fighter. It was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think when you look at it, you sort of there's this idea of what's a good game versus what's a good X game. What's a good Call of Duty game?
That's the problem I had with it. People saying it's not a good Call of Duty game. It's well, if how many you can't complain that they're making the same game every year, but then also demand that they make the same game every year. Do you want a little bit of variety in there or not?
Yeah. And it's
you can't have it both ways.
The only thing that changes year to year is the design of the UI. That's it. And I think the sound of the hit marker is actually slightly different for every game.
Maybe, but it's close enough that it's immediately recognizable. Okay, that's
hit marker.
You know when you've hit something.
Yeah. It's Call of Duty is one of those games where I think it gets a lot of shit, but they're usually just beautiful games. Could you imagine if Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out and there was no Assassin's Creeds before it?
I didn't play Odyssey, so I don't know.
It's insane, dude. It's a really, really, really good RPG. It's a fantastic RPG, but it's not an Assassin's Creed game. The assassination in
that was my problem. That was my problem with when I started playing Black Flag, I think, because after 3, we've talked about this, I think, before, maybe, where I was like, after 3, they ditched Desmond completely. They ditched the real world storyline completely.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the world's ending, and then they just went like, well, we just won't address that. That's done with. We'll just
Yeah,
everything
we've had
happens
this
now just in the
discussion
animus
before.
only.
I was saying that the writers had the hardest job of all because they were like, they keep
How do we
coming back to
continue
them
this?
every 3 years and go, hey, we need you to extend this story for another 4 or 5 installments. It's up to, by the way, there was supposed to be 3 games. There was supposed to be 3 Assassin's Creed games. There's like 21 now. Did you know
so
that?
Eventually you've got to like cut it off somewhere. You can't just keep
Number
dragging it out
of
forever.
Assassin's Creed games.
Why don't you just go to the wiki page and scroll down, and it will show you like all the releases.
Assassin's Creed currently consists of 11 main games, 17 spin-off games. So 28 Assassin's Creed titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Creed, which first came out in 2007. Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, Creed 3, Black Flag, Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla. And then there was a mobile game, Altair's Chronicles, Creed 2, the mobile game, Bloodlines Discovery, Creed 2 multiplayer, Project Legacy, Brotherhood mobile game, Revelations multiplayer, Recollection, Liberation mobile game, Pirates. Yeah, did you ever play the Assassin's Creed? I think it might have been 3 multiplayer. The Assassin's Creed multiplayer. It was really fun, dude. It was really, really fun. It was like a cat and mouse game with like 10 other people, and you would.
I saw what it was about, but I didn't have friends who played that game at the time.
That was honestly some of the most fun I think I've ever had. Is Assassin's Creed multiplayer. I honestly think that was done super, super well. And it just didn't get enough love. But yeah, there you go. What? Anything else before we wrap this one up, my dude?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it, man.
All right, let's have a look at some comments. Last episode 32, Take a Breath, dude. The Robin Carlson kicks us off, says, trigger warnings. First, as most times, I'm a big lover of the Among Us game. It's so fun to snap necks and do tasks. If you ever play and need one more, I'm almost always game. About my work. I was 6 weeks at an alt military base in northern Sweden to get my security guard training and stuff. Then I worked at Arlanda Airport for 1 year and 4 months. I got sacked because of COVID. The state cut the extra funding to the airport. So the contract my company had with the airport got changed and 30-ish people lost their job. But it's not like I'm never going back, but it still sucks to have to file for ARCASA, which is unemployment fund. So basically our version of job seeker or new start. At this time, it's hard to get a new job because it was not just my position that lost funding, and companies rather go down on security than sack their own guys. So yeah, some of my bosses say that things will get better after New Year's, or at least until next summer. And then I think you've replied. You said hopefully restrictions lift a bit there soon, and you're back into it. In the meantime, looking forward to seeing you streaming a bit, man. So we talked a little bit about a viewer who was having a lot of troubles with work and stuff. And he was saying that he was having, the podcast was helping him keep his mind off things. So really cool to read. It's good to see that he's doing better. So hopefully all things work out for you, my man.
What did you say, the ice cream place, ice cream truck or something?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know, man. It's good that you at least have some work in the meantime, dude, because a lot of people, at least around here, a lot of people were just like out of work and then that's it.
Yeah.
They were hitting up, they were on unemployment, pretty much. Like, it's, what's the fucking word for it? Welfare. It's welfare.
Yeah, welfare, yeah.
Because there's no other way that they were going to get money. It sucks, man, but yeah, hopefully this will all fuck off soon and, back on your feet, back into security, back into proper money.
He's hoping. Blash says...
Blash.
Oh, okay. Blash says...
I'll
to
read
Hamish.
Blash.
Okay, you read Blash, go ahead. No, well, go ahead, but it just means that I'll get crazy afterwards. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Eyehole Man's the next one for me. What the fuck?
All right, you go.
All
Go
right,
read the Blash one.
Listening to Hamish struggling with the dihydrogen monoxide meme hurt my brain. I haven't stopped streaming due to being sick of it, but because I'm still sick, and if I talk for more than about 15 minutes straight, I end up having coughing fits for like an hour. I did reply to him saying, too bad RTX voice doesn't get rid of your sudden and extremely loud coughing.
Yeah, so there was a joke about a dihydrogen monoxide meme and anti-vaxxers in the last podcast. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out. It's a good one. And I forgot the chemical composition for water for a second there.
So did I, to be fair. I was like, wait, is that right?
Yeah, we both sort of double guessed us. We were like, Crazy says, there are two certainties in video games, death and Blash dying. Okay. And says, it is weird not streaming for you because it's become routine for a long while. Yeah, this was me talking about my break. Confirmed Hamish calling XQC a dog. Someone call the fanboys. Please don't. Yeah. Bring back the PUBG RPG mode. Blash hated that game mode. What are you talking about? Blash would never talk about it in a positive light. So the thing, Crazy does this thing where he does notes as he like listens to the podcast. Yeah. It's always like really good because then I have to like stretch my memory to figure out what he was talking about.
Yeah, what was he talking about?
Yeah, Big Shot podcasts also record for hours instead of an hour and 15 minutes, so they have a lot of fat to trim. Yeah, we talk about how we don't edit our podcast.
Dude, I've got to interrupt for a second. You know that I listen to The Dick Show. I listen to Dick Masterson's podcast. Yeah. Some of those they're like 2.5 hours, like 2+ hours. And they're edited down from the live recordings.
That would be
ridiculous.
It
makes me wonder, like, oh, dude, it's so fucking
I can't imagine being in a room talking for 4 hours.
It's screaming, dude. He yells a lot. Like,
jeez. We don't like what you're saying. Well, don't fucking listen then. That's the comment. I didn't say anything there. Can't say I really eat either, to be honest. Waffles or pancakes. Waffles every day of the week.
Fucking waffles, man.
Waffles every day. Clearly, the trigger warning will be added to the podcast right before everything that may be triggered, and it will be a 10-minute segment explaining what it is ruining the podcast.
Yeah, I should do that at the start of this one, maybe.
Yeah, Titan, you will need to update the podcast layout to have this as YouTube link instead of Twitch. No? Good point.
I can do that.
I hope you live forever, but you progressively age, so you're a shriveled husk of your former self. Is that better?
Oh no! Imagine just perpetually aging to the point where you're basically Skeletor, but you're somehow still like walking around and
you
can't talk because
you're just like a flappy skin mitt on bones.
Oh yeah. Ugh. No.
You want to read the iHole Man one?
Sure. Me listening about the audio. Use a compressor. Use a compressor. Use a compressor.
Yeah, and then you've said if you mean Hamish, he has a compressor, he just doesn't use it. But then they're talking about editing and using compressor because I'm loud.
Obviously, but also a compressor for the podcast. So then Blash just said, why would he use a compressor when he can fuck with us and we have to edit it? Pretty sure he's using it as a meme now.
It's not wrong. In any event, if you guys want to have a chat to us on Twitter, you can. It's at Titan_5150 or at Viscerous TV. You can also catch Titan live, twitch.tv/T1TAN5150. I've moved a little bit away from YouTube or from streaming at the moment. I'm taking a break, so you can catch my YouTube, which is just Viscerous. I've got a lot of videos coming up. I've prepped like 5 or 6 videos and they're all sitting there ready to be released. All for October spooky season. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming on there. Anything else you want to mention before we close this one out, my dude?
Yeah, fuck Konami.
Fuck Konami. As always, you can catch the podcast on YouTube at the NULLSCORE channel. You can also get it on all good audio platforms such as Spotify, Google Play, and Apple Music. And we will catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.
See ya.
I was expecting the...
What?
What the fuck?
Expecting what?
Fuck was that? I was expecting you to do your... Yeah, there it is. It's like you'd wait until I had finished doing the countdown like to recording, and you're like, all right, now it's the time. Now is the time to stretch and do it very loudly.
This is my moment.
Stretch both my arms and my vocal cords. It's just my moment. Fucking hell.
That's how it's done. That's how it's done, man. Can't be done any other way.
Fuck. Fucking hell. Man, that's that thing that I sent to you, that meme thing that I sent to you. I also sent it to Dad.
Jesus, dude, you can't. What? Why?
No, he didn't get it though. He didn't understand.
Thank God. I suppose it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Jesus.
Yeah, I guess I
Spicy
should be more
memes.
worried if he does get it and he's like, yeah, fucking oath. It's like, okay, Dad. Well, that's not like.
I gotta be super careful playing scissors, paper, rock in the future now.
You can't ever play paper.
I can't ever play paper. No, I can't.
Alright, if you do play paper, just make sure you don't hold your arm up too high. When you
Nice and low. Low paper. Low paper.
Oh, fucking hell.